Hello everyone and welcome to the What's the Dillies podcast, a podcast where we aim to entertain and bring you behind the scenes and into the minds of my favorite dancers in hopes that it can help you in your dance journey and maybe can apply in your life as well. For our third guest of the season, we have someone who is close to my heart and as well as many others in the South Auckland community and overall dance community. She has danced for Hopscotch, Project Team, 2.5 Brownies and is currently a dance teacher at Mele High School. One of the pillars of Project Team, my least favorite teacher, and my most racist friend.
Oh my gosh!
Mele.
Look at that, you can't even say my name.
Go,
say it.
Mele Taeiloa.
Awesome.
Sweet. So that racist part caught me off there. Okay, welcome.
Cool, thanks for having me, Andy.
Yeah, we're both a bit nervous.
Andy's at my house right now with all his gear. It's cool.
Alright, so before we get started, what's one random thing about yourself that no one knows or people would be surprised to know that you can do? So this can include party tricks, hidden talents, or just a random fact about you. So
awesome.
You know,
okay. Something random
that no one knows.
No one knows. Okay.
Or people would be surprised at.
Oh yeah. My first dance styles were actually ballet and jazz.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I did ballet and jazz when I was 5 years old, and I.
Did you like it?
I think when I was a kid, I loved it.
Yeah.
I did it all the way up until high school.
Really?
So that was like 11, 12 years.
How come you never taught it at school?
Because I'm brown.
Oh, okay, sweet.
And everybody loves hip hop. But I actually regret not taking it further because I don't know what it would have been like if I continued to be a professional ballet and jazz dancer. Yeah.
So what made you transition out of that?
Ooh, okay. Let me just rewind 15 years ago.
Did you just like stop liking it, or did you find?
Yeah, it was boring for me.
Else?
Yeah. There was it wasn't challenging, and plus new things was happening around me. So, hip hop was coming into high school. I went to Auckland Girls Grammar School, and it was like the new thing was Crump actually, and Bring It On was coming up, and so all my friends were doing those competitions, and yeah, when I took my first class, then I fell in love with what I was learning there, and I wasn't getting that from ballet and jazz. Even though I loved those styles, it actually helped me to be the dancer I am because those are my foundations. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Sweet as. Now, Mele thought that she was coming onto my show to be interviewed about dance. But I really invited her on the show because I need to expose her for who she truly is. Alright, we're going a little throwback story to high school.
Wow.
You know what time it is. So Mele used to be one of when I was going to high school at Mele High. She used to be, she still is, but she used to be one of my teachers. And during this time while she was teaching me and my best friend Tommy, we would always come to class and we would always be so excited to learn. Meanwhile, Mele, whenever we walk into class, Mele would bow.
My goodness.
Pull the sides of her eyes
oh my God.
to make her eyes thinner.
Guys, that's not true. But I did bow because I was being respectful to the cultures of my students.
No, she wasn't.
Yes.
No, she
I thought that would make you feel comfortable in my classroom if I bowed to you.
No, she wasn't. She was being racist. She was being racist.
I thought I was being culturally responsive to Andy and Tommy. Shout out to Tommy.
Okay, you know what? Every time she did it, she had a big ass smile on her face. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. So, do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm not gonna apologize. No.
Alright, say. All good.
We had some good times.
Alright.
Actually, you know what? Tommy and Andy used to purposely call me
that's right.
Miss Tuaoi, who was Seda.
Yeah.
The other brownie. And so I used to call Andy Tommy and Tommy Andy.
Yeah, oh man, I forgot about that one. That was a fun time.
Those are good times.
Alright, see that. Before we get locked in, we are going to get to know Mele a bit more as a person. And welcome to the segment I call The Scoop Bot.
The Scoop Bot. Wow. Did you guys hear that? It's The Scoop Bot.
That is some locking
I love it
for you. Alright, so number one. What is your biggest irrational fear?
Ooh.
Yep.
What is my biggest what? Sorry?
Irrational fear.
Irrational fear. What am I scared of?
I don't know. I think you're scared of like half the team.
I'm not scared of them.
But they do annoy you a bit.
What am I scared of? I have a fear of
Being put on the spot.
not really. Like if I'm put on the spot, then
But you get put on the spot every event, and at every event you always
yeah, public speaking.
Oh really?
Yes. Yeah.
Any stories or any
I just have really bad. I never know what to say at the right time. Like if I'm put on the spot.
Yeah.
And I quite like to work in the background. That's where I feel comfortable. Leading from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that scares me. No, that does scare me. Yeah. Yeah.
What dance trend do you think needs to go?
Dance trend.
Yeah.
I was going to say TikTok, but no.
TikTok's fun.
Yeah, TikTok's cool. I like that normal people
What a sad thing.
getting into it. But what's a dance trend that needs to go?
What's like the one you hate the most, or like what's the worst one?
It would be TikTok for me right now, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. It does my head in.
Damn.
When I ask my kids to
Oh yeah, that's right.
choreograph dances, their go-to is TikTok at the moment, and I'm trying to get that out of their vocab, which is sad, but
I think John posted a status there. He was like, if you put this much effort into your actual dancing as if you did your TikToks, you'd be a good dancer.
yeah. Yeah, sorry if you love TikTok and you're listening in.
Honestly, dude, for me, it'd be the whip.
The whip!
Yeah.
I love the whip! Yeah!
Hated it.
Even, I really like John's whip that he did one time.
Oh, the one where you did a backflip and anything.
Yeah, and then he
Oh,
dropped
yeah,
to his
that was cool.
knee.
That was cool.
Like, if you make it cool, it's cool.
Yeah, true. I just don't like it because I thought it was too lazy. Because you don't really have to do it. It's just so lame. It's so lame of a video. Okay.
I just did a whip, guys.
Yep. Go-to place to eat or must try if you haven't?
I love Kiss Kiss.
Really?
Yeah, Thai food. It's my favorite.
How come I never got an invite to
Wow, Andy.
Because I've actually seen a few stories where you guys go as a group and I'm just
Oh, the next time we go, you're coming.
the next time they go, they're still not inviting me.
Yeah, Kiss Kiss is yum. I love their, what do you call those? Burger? It's not a burger. It's bao. The buns.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, you got it right.
Pork buns. That's what it is.
There we go.
And any Pacific dish. Yeah.
Oh, most embarrassing moment you've experienced as a kid?
As a kid.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, as a kid. What's an embarrassing moment as a child? Oh, I was one of those kids who was never picked first for a group. Like, if we were playing sports.
wait, what group? What group?
No, like sports. Like, if we had,
okay.
like, a Friday night after lunch
Yeah.
playing netball or hockey or,
Yeah.
you know, in primary school. I wasn't really picked to be in teams.
Did you play sports?
Nah, that's the...
Okay, so
that's why.
That's
probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had potential. I did.
Yeah.
I bet if I wasn't dancing, I would probably be
Playing netball?
playing, not netball, maybe more tennis, maybe.
What?
Yeah, probably not
No
tennis.
way. What? That's like an
Not touch either, because that's scary. What's a friendly sport?
Swimming?
Swimming! I was actually good at swimming.
Really?
Kind of, yeah.
Mele the swimmer.
Yeah.
I can't see that, but
But you know what? Because I did ballet and jazz, my teachers said I wasn't allowed to take sports because I could hurt my feet.
wow.
Yeah. So growing up, primary, intermediate, high school, I've never played a sport because I wasn't allowed to.
Dude, I think I totally remember. What was it when you came to MH for the first? I think that when you're introducing yourself, you did say that you did ballet back then. I remember. Oh, my bad. Totally forgot.
No, that's okay.
Okay, number 5. What do you think is the best lifestyle change you've made?
Ooh.
So these questions are like...
I joined F45.
Oh.
And I've never gone one. I mean, I've gone 3 times, but I'm paying, and I just haven't had the time.
Hasn't been good for you?
I've only been 3 times.
Like, those 3 times, though, hasn't been good for you?
It's so expensive. I should be going every day. But I'm coming. I'm going to go back next week. I said.
Shout out F45.
Yeah. Shout out. Manukau F45. Let's go.
Okay. Last time you've cried. And this can be like tears of joy and accomplishment, or it can be like, just sad,
Yep. You know what? I think I cried watching a movie. I was going to say Bachelorette, but it wasn't Bachelorette. It was a movie.
Do you actually like Bachelor?
Yes!
Oh, God.
Team Lucina!
Oh, my
Let's
God.
go. I really like Quinn as well. Yeah.
I just find it so funny because it's like... I just imagine one guy, just the one guy that came up with the idea. It's like, okay, what if I go on a show and there are 12 girls, or how many girls? Like over 12 girls, and they all want me.
Yeah,
Isn't that kind of a weird concept?
The whole show is a weird concept. But this one's even crazy because they've got 2 bachelorette girls. They just brought in 5 new dudes.
So which one are you meant to go for? Both?
That's why the show is so awesome. So much drama. But I didn't cry over Bachelorette as a movie. I just watched is it Baron Toa? Toa? As a movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably the last time I cried. Tongan movie.
Wow.
If you haven't seen it, go see it.
First job?
First job was Westfield cleaner. Yeah, in Glenfield.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. G Field.
How old were you?
I think I was 16. Maybe I wasn't allowed to be working. Actually, I was getting paid under the table.
Ah, dude, because I did when I was searching through like your archives to try and like find some cool things.
Yes, okay.
Cool things to ask you. I thought your first job was gonna be at I forgot where the place was, but you moved down somewhere, and there was a photo of on your Instagram of this couple that was taking care of you.
Te Puki. Yeah, that was my first teaching job.
Ah, okay.
My first job was being cleaner at Westfield.
Oh,
at the food court.
What's your ultimate pet peeve? Like, what do you hate?
What do I hate? I hate mean people.
Nice. Good answer. Actually, quite a Mele answer. Very Mele answer, if you know. What is your favorite place to go to? And what's your favorite memory made there?
Oh. Favorite place to go to? Favorite memory? I haven't been to this place in a long time, actually, but I think there was a few times we went to a beach all the way down that way. I'm pointing towards Papakura, which was called Kariotahi, I think it was. Yep. A few of us went there from project team. It's just nice chill. Next time, Andy, we go, we'll invite you. The next time we go, we're all going to go.
People over dance, please.
But it was a real starry night. But we could still see the water, and we shot some dance videos. I don't know if you've seen those. And then we had a swim after, and it was really dark, scary, but really refreshing.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Can I get an invite next time?
Yes, of course.
Alright. Last question for this segment. Who is your favorite project member?
I can't answer that question. I love everybody in project team. Maybe Josh. How about that? Nah, has to be Andy.
Yeah. I'm my favorite member. Go.
Andy's my favorite member because he's the only member from that came out of Manurewa High School.
Wow.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
That's the reason why Andy's my favorite. And he's doing this awesome thing here. What do we call this? That you're doing right now?
A podcast?
A podcast. which I think is such a cool idea and so needed. So, shot Andy.
No, that's really cool. Usually afterwards, I always think about like how I came into the team. It feels really full circle. I started off as a student, and then I never knew how I was gonna. Because when I came into project, I came straight from ID.
True.
Yeah. It was my first year in uni.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did I take you to your auditions?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I went from ID and not being able to do the mega crew because I was just too full on with uni and everything, to just kind of feeling a bit like I feel kind of lost with dance, Like I don't really know what was this next step because I just came out of school and there was no competitions, there was no things that were really keeping me like online. And then I was like, man, what is dance meant to be for me at the moment?
Yeah.
And I was so confused. And then slowly over time, the more I spent with project, the more I realized that dance doesn't always have to be this like. You don't always have to go for this next competition or this next thing. Sometimes it's just connecting with people.
Exactly. Nice.
Yeah. So,
how did you even get in the crew? Can I ask that?
It was when. Do you remember when we were doing the mega crew for STNZ and we were doing
the ninja.
No, the other one. The school
oh my
one.
gosh! Yes.
Yeah. We were doing the school one, and I was helping out, and then randomly, Josh asked me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Fun times.
Good times.
Okay, and that concludes our first segment, and we're just going to take a small break and we'll get back into it.
School part.
And welcome back, everyone. We are back from break, and we're going to head into the main questions, the questions that you're all here for, the ones that will help you, or the ones that you can take to help you as a dancer. Sweet. So, starting off, number 1, Mele, who are you? Oh, what? I'm Mele. Sorry. Who are you and why did you start dancing and what is your background in dance?
Oh, cool. I kind of already answered that question earlier. Who am I? I am a New Zealand-born Tongan of 32 years old. I've grown up I've grown up in South Auckland all my life. What else about me? Yes, I started with ballet and jazz to begin with. Been doing that for 10, 11 years. I picked up hip-hop when I was in high school, Auckland Girls Grammar School. I took that. I think that's when NCA dance was a subject for the first time, and I took that subject, and that's probably the only subject I did well in. I got the dance award every year.
Damn, that's
and then I went on to University of Auckland to do my Bachelor of Performing Arts, and dance was my major. Met some cool friends, joined Hopscotch, also a Pacific group called Urutabu, and now I'm teaching at Manureo High School and the head of learning area. So that's me.
head of learning area?
Yes.
Wow.
Andy, huh? Come on now.
That's so crazy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
This is the first time I've heard it, so congrats. Alright. Question 2. As I said before, you have already danced for a handful of teams. What was the one thing you took away from each experience with those teams that you have brought along with you on your dance journey to this day?
Okay, so starting with my first dance crew was called Passion Dance Crew. And years ago, we were brother crew with Odyssey Dance Company. Yep. If anyone out there remember. But from Passion Dance Crew, I really fell in love with old school styles. And that's where I first learned about locking and popping and b-boying. Then in Hopscotch, which was my crew, the crew that I joined after. Funny story, Josh was my friend in uni. He didn't ask me to be a part of his crew, but some crazy things went down during that year, and I think he felt sorry for me and was like, oh, do you want to come and jam with us? I was like, yes, please. And then the next thing you know, I'm part of Hopscotch. But some cool things came out of that crew as well. I think the main thing with Hopscotch was being original. And I learnt about foundations in a deeper level with hopscotch. And I've taken, I think everything in my teaching I've taken from hopscotch. Every experience has been a valuable one, and whatever I'm doing now. So everything I've learned is classic with hopscotch, and it's things that I can teach every year, like concepts and ideas and choreography. All of that, all the stuff I'm teaching now has actually been inspired from hopscotch, which was like 10 years ago. So, yeah, really grateful for that crew. And project team is similar, but more so for, I think, the essence of hip hop culture, which is the motto, obviously, which is what, Andy? Peace, love, unity, and having fun. And I think project team is definitely that definition. And of course, people over dance, or people first, dance second. And I think we do a lot of cool things for our community, which show how we love our people, and our people is the street dance community. Yeah.
Man, it's always cool hearing Mele talk, because usually as I wasn't directly a Mele student, so I never really got to hear her talk, her teach me in class.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I didn't get the full experience. I only got to like learn certain things off her. So it's always cool just hearing the amount of knowledge you have, and just like your history, you know. So,
thanks, I'm old. Thank you.
Question 3. You are incredibly laced in your foundations, and I've seen you travel to even take foundation classes just because NZ didn't have it. So why do we need foundations, and why is it important?
Cool. Nice. Yep. I think this analogy is used a lot. Foundations is important. Like when you're a builder and you're building a house, you start with the foundation first, and if it's strong, your house will stay strong and it won't break or fall down if the wind blows through, or if it's a stormy night. And it's the same for dancers. If your foundations are strong, you're going to be a strong dancer. Even when it comes to teaching that specific style, when you know your foundations, your students are going to be awesome dancers. Is that correct? Is that what I'm trying to say? Can I answer that again?
Yeah.
For me, yep, I love locking.
Yeah.
And it's so important to me that I know the basic steps, so that if I'm teaching somebody else, I'm teaching them the correct way. Yeah. And if they're teaching somebody else, they're also teaching the right foundations. And it just makes you a better dancer, and anyone can see someone who knows their foundations just by watching them, and it just makes you feel right as a dancer. Like, I'm not being fake. Like, if I'm ever in a battle or if I'm freestyling, I know what I'm doing and I know it's right in me, and it doesn't feel fake. Oh, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a good example of like just why foundations is always important is because as a unit, project jams quite often, and we'll usually chuck on like random songs for us to all play around with, and in almost every random song, Mele will always find a way to lock to it. And
is this all I know, foundations?
Yeah, and it's actually so dope, because no matter what, no matter what's playing,
an awesome point, Andy. Yeah, continue.
At any event, no matter what's playing, even I've seen it lock to crump tracks. Yeah, so that's why foundations are important, because no matter what comes on, you'll always have something to come back to, and it's always solid.
You just answered your own question. Damn, that's mean.
Thanks, man. And next question. Being a high school teacher, and in fact one of my very own, you've played a part in many of the young kids in our scene's today's dance journey. Through your own experience and in aiding the experience of these kids, what do you think is the most important aspect for growth? And what do you think holds back you / your kids a lot and what we need to watch out for? Yeah.
Wow. One thing that comes to mind is really believing in yourself. I think that's the one thing that will help our kids be the best.
Yeah.
And I think me and Alistair's one of my colleagues, I think we do a lot of that at school, is we believe in our kids.
Yeah.
And once they have that feeling, they are crazy. When they just know that somebody out there is like, has the belief in them to be the best they can, then they do, I guess. For us, it's just that, having someone to look out for you,
Yeah.
to believe in you and to love what you're doing, to watch out for you. When they have that, then they just grow like crazy and they take in everything that you have. They grow. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of my students.
Okay. Yeah. No, just take your time.
What else do those guys need? Support.
Yeah.
Definitely support. Do you feel like we supported you during your high school years?
Yeah, but I think during my high school experience, what I realized was like super important for growth was you gotta throw yourself into the deep end. During my last year of high school, I was leading most of the dance groups actually.
Yeah.
Led mega schools, and for me, when I led mega schools, it was like I felt like I had like a lot of pressure on me. Just because we came off a really big W the last year, and I felt like we had to top that or get it again. But then also just because for me myself, I didn't believe in myself at that time, and it was super hard because a big part of what like held me back from going was unhealthy comparison. So we had like a super amazing dancer, and I think he still dances, Matthew. So during the year that Matthew led, he always stood a pillar, and he was the youngest person, but he was always choreographing, and he was always coming up with the best ideas to kind of push the team forward. And even the people that were year 13s, they were looking back at him, right? So then when it was my turn to lead, and Matthew was dancing for RF at the time, so he couldn't participate as much as he wanted to.
Yep.
But then during that time, I felt like it was hard for me because I didn't have any choreographers to kind of help me at the time.
Yep.
As students, I could say that I was the main choreographer at that time, and I think I can 100% say that with confidence that I was one of the main choreographers at that time. So there would be a lot of days when I could choreo something and it didn't come out the way I wanted to.
Yep.
And then I'd always look back and be like, bro, what would Matt do? Or like, what would, you know? So all these things kind of like hit me. But then over time, there came a point where it was our last day before we went on stage for mega schools, and I was so stressed because like our set didn't feel like it was what I wanted it to be. But then after everything kind of happened on that last stage rehearsal day, I kind of realized that we have something that's actually good. And I was just too stressed and not like I was doubting myself too much. But when I finally took a step back and looked at the product actually looked mean. Like we worked hard and we got something really good. Something I could give for everyone out there is to work hard, because if you work hard you'll get the results, and believing in yourself comes back to working hard. If you don't work hard, you've got nothing to believe in. So work hard and put yourself in uncomfortable situations, because that's where you're going to learn the most. And make sure you have confidence in yourself.
Love it.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, that's my answer to yours.
That's my answer back to yours. You're like the example of my answer. Awesome.
Question 5. Now, brownies is often looked up to by a lot of the community.
Yeah, brownies.
What do you think are brownies' greatest strengths, and what are the values that you keep to allow you to produce the work that you do?
Cool. What are our greatest strengths? I think for us, we just keep it real. Yeah, what you see on stage is what you see is is who we are as people, I guess. And what are the values that we keep that allow us to be who we are?
And like produce the work that you do. Because you guys produce some like crazy stuff.
We do. I think we just know how to stay true to who we are, and we keep each other accountable for that. Like, we just do it. And I think when we're in the studio together, we make some crazy stuff, and we're happy to tell each other what's cool and what's not cool, which helps us not waste time as well. But the girls are crazy. Like, if only people could see what happens in the studio, they'd be surprised to know we muck around a lot.
Yeah.
I think we're just like the boys.
Yeah.
Like, we have so much fun. But when it comes to crunch time, we know what's important to us. We know our strengths. I love to do locking. Seda is our popping and crump master, and Renee's the music and ideas girl. But even though those are our strengths, we help each other in every single part of the process.
So you help lift each other up.
Yeah. And I think we're just mature with our dancing.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean about being mature with our dance? Because we're so laced in our foundations, we can basically do anything with what we know, which is why we're always challenging ourselves with different music. We're not staying in a line with, I'm a locker, so I'm going to choreo to funk music.
Yeah.
Give me something else, challenge me, see what I can make. That's what we're always trying to do with our dancing, I guess. We always like a challenge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually so dope because, like, honestly, I got kind of sick of watching HHI just because everybody was kind of dancing to the same tracks, and it's always, when people say that you guys are refreshing, I'm kind of like, it's because you guys dance to the same songs. Like, it's because you guys are dancing to the same songs and trying to do the same things. Like, and that's honestly, like, I don't want to talk trash because that's not what I'm about.
Yeah.
It's just me as a viewer.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to explain my perspective. And although, like, of course, foundations are super important, but like, what can you do with them?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. As a teacher and as a student, what are your best tips for making the most out of your learning, whether that be in the classroom or at a dance class or at battles?
Oh. Asking questions. I think that's a simple answer, but it's the best thing. If you don't say anything that you don't, but you want answers, you need to ask.
Yeah.
Because if I'm teaching, or if you're a battle event, or in a classroom, the people hosting or people teaching can't read your mind. So you need to ask questions. If you want to be a good student or the best student you can be, ask questions. And I get that people are scared of asking, or don't want to look like a rude dude, or too shy to, look like you don't know what you're doing. But there's lots of ways you can ask questions, like at the end of the class, go see them. You don't have to ask in front of everybody. Social media is so huge, it's so fast now. You can just drop an Instagram DM or whatever you call it, and ask questions. That's probably the coolest thing about having, because we've had Paradox over and Boo Boo over, and honestly, I just Instagram. I just asked them, hey, would you be keen to come to New Zealand? And then they just replied. And without knowing that, without asking, I wouldn't have known that. What else? The simple things, working hard. Work hard on your craft. Keep a journal. Write things down. Draw things. I think if you're battling, sometimes people write their their sets down, or like words that help them remember or trigger a movement. And so while you're dancing, you could just think of that word and it comes out.
Oh, that's
You
good.
do your thing. There's lots of things you could do. Record yourself for feedback. Lots of people are doing that. You don't necessarily have to share it on Instagram, but or on social media. You could just play some music, record yourself, watch yourself, give yourself feedback, send it to somebody else. Hey, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of things you could do.
There's so many ways, but just at least pick one that you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Number 7. Project often runs many community events. In your opinion, why is community important for overall growth? And why do we need to participate in these events?
Whew. These are some tough questions, my bro. I love it. Okay. In my opinion, why is community important? Community is important. I don't know. Community. Why is community important to me, or to us as project team? That's actually a tough question for me. Community is super important, but there was a time when I kind of didn't really care about them.
Really?
Yeah, for real. And I made my community smaller. So when I first started thinking about creating events for the community, sometimes I'm just going to talk about my own experience. I was afraid that the community didn't care about what we produce or what we do, or and that could affect you as a person who's trying to run events for these communities. So I thought about, instead of thinking of the New Zealand street dance community or the freestyle community or the urban choreography scene, I'm going to take it back. And when I did that, I just thought about the project team community. How can I strengthen project team? What's important to the members of project team? And that was my focus. Like, instead of the bigger picture, I scaled it right down, and I just thought of the main people in my group that I want to help. And with that, I was talking to a b-boy. His name is b-boy Dizzy, and he does amazing things for the worldwide b-boy community, and he's got some awesome ideas that he's already implemented, and you have to search that guy up. And I just randomly emailed him one day, and I asked him, man, I really love our dance community. It's small at the moment, but how do I grow it? And he said to me, don't worry about them. Focus on the people you have right now at the moment, and how can you grow them?
Dude.
So I flipped it, and the faces that came to mind was Avneil, Mike, John, Seda, Renee, like, you know, the people I've grown up with in project team. And with that, the boys stuck in my mind, and I was like, okay, what do these guys need? And they don't need choreo classes. They don't need more choreo competitions. They need freestylers that we need to bring in, the people that they look up to. We need to run more battle events for them. So I rethought everything. I changed all my plans. I hit up Paradox. I hit up Boo Boo. I made all these, me and my team, Seda and John, we looked at our community, and we thought, what's lacking in our community in terms of battle events? Who's not turning up? Who's not growing? And what can we do for them? So with that, I brought Paradox over for the boys. We created we created Long Live the Queen, because we thought that there were not enough women or girls participating in the freestyle scene. We thought that kids weren't getting our attention, so we made Battle of the Schools for them. And then we thought, you know what, we're doing all this cool stuff for everybody else. What about the big dogs in our community?
Yeah.
What should we do for them? We made, at the time, we did Taste Shot Play.
Yeah.
And it was in Westfield, and that was the event just for like our top dogs to expose them. And we hope to make fans out of our best dancers in New Zealand. So with me focusing on our little crew, it kind of reached out to the rest of the community. So that was some awesome advice from B-Boy Dizzy, because it kind of helps your well-being as a person. Who's trying to do lots for the community. If you just help the people who are closest to you, they are going to shine everywhere else, and then everybody else is going to jump on board, I think. Yeah. And it's slowly doing that, right?
Wow, dude, that is so tight.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, because I don't want to waste my energy. And I'm not wasting my energy on the community. I love everybody, and there's so many cool people out there doing things for like Street Talk. I love Street Talk. Diana and Topes, Christiava. Everyone's got their leaders. Yeah, but I do love Project Team, and what I do for them is what I do for the community. Yeah.
Wow, dude, that is so dope.
Is it?
Yeah,
I hope
man.
so.
I never heard about your thought process in running these events.
Oh.
At first, I just thought, we're running events because we wanted to get more people on board with the idea of people first, start second. That's what I thought at first, right?
Yeah.
Because I never knew your thought process behind it, and it's so awesome to just hear how you guys think. And
Yeah. Yeah, so
Inspiring.
me, Seda, and John, we've had lots of meetings.
Yeah.
And what we did was we looked at the community as a whole, and we were like, okay, lots of people are doing all-style community events with everybody, and it's mostly guys, it's mostly young people.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You know when you guys ran Long Live the Queen?
Yeah.
And you were asking for feedback?
Yeah.
And there was that one person that asked, what about Long Live the King? I'm like, oh my god. Can you tell me who asked that question after this? Because that was so bad.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst questions I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's cool though. And we're excited to bring those events again.
Yeah.
And it's been cool because I feel like a lot of these kids who come to Battle of the Schools and a lot of the girls who are jumping in Long Live the Queen, they're getting that little bit more confident to join other things that's happening around. Yeah, which is cool.
Just to quickly add on to Mele as well, community is also important because you can learn so much from each other.
Yes.
There's a quote that I read earlier this week that was, you can get there faster by yourself, but you go further together. I think that's, when I read it, I was like, damn, that's so true, because when I apply it to dance, if I was just dancing by myself in my room all the time, I could only go so far. But when I go to jams, when I meet up with all these other dancers, like when I jam with Seju, when I jam with Project, when I jam with William, all these people in the community, I take so many little things from everyone.
Yeah.
Like I bite so hard from everyone, and it doesn't come out exactly like how they do it.
Yeah.
But it just slowly, because I dance with them so much, they inspire me, and it works. Their movement works its way into my own, and I feel like I grow just by being around them.
That's cool.
And I remember there was a point in time where I wasn't dancing with you guys a lot, and I met up with Josh, and Josh was like, "Dude, how come you're like not as inspired in dance anymore?" And I told him, I straight up, I don't know why I'm not inspired with dance anymore. And he said, "Just go to jams and jam with people." I'm like, oh, "Okay." And then I realized how much fun I was having just like being around people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you dance with other people because you can learn a lot.
Yeah, totally.
You can learn so
And
much.
I think that's what's awesome about Project Team is because we're not a crew or a company, we're a collective, which means we're our own people and we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
and it allows us to collaborate. Like that's what our community should be about, is working with each other, not always competition. There should be healthy competition, but it's not always that all the time. So we've got some cool events coming up actually that we're going to share with everybody soon, but hopefully that brings everybody together. Yes.
Cool. So the next question is actually, what are the events that Project One?
What are the events that Project One?
Did you already answer this one?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yep. Yeah. We have open jams. I think people don't know what an open jam is. Open jam is basically an open space for freestyle dancers who want to come in and dance, jam, or you can learn. You could ask people one-on-one. You could work on your craft. It's not a class. Yeah. So come to those when you see it on Instagram. So we have open jams, we have open classes that pop up once in a while. We've just teamed up with New Zealand Lockers. So we've got the Get On Up locking classes starting next week. That's coming up. What else do we do? We just finished Loose Change. So Loose Change is a low tier event for hip hop freestyle. So if you're into that thing, hit up John. So Loose Change, we have Long Live the Queen, which is an all female, all style event run by women with a live band. Even though the focus is on women, there is a category in there for men, which is called Me Against the Drummer, which is dope. We also have Battle of the Schools, which is a battle event just for high school kids. Oh, no, sorry. Students age 18 and under. So if there's any young people out there listening, Battle of the Schools is coming up in September. What else do we do? Oh, and I might as well announce it. Project Feel Good is our next event that we're currently working towards. So me, myself, and Mele 2.0. Mele 2.0 is a part of a collective called Do Good, Feel Good. And we're teaming up together to create this street dance experience called Project Feel Good. We've got 6 workshops from some awesome choreographers, and we've got 1 international guest coming, which we will announce later.
Dope.
And it's just a one-day event. Workshops are rotational, so you get to learn from everybody. We're going to have a NZ Dance Community Expo while it's happening. So we're going to ask all the dance communities to put forward a stall or a table in the foyer where they can share about what they do, sell their merchandise. They could talk about their projects. They could talk about their classes, what they do, what their style is, anything to do with their style, all at the event. And there's going to be lots of Q&A seminar things happening as well. So there's lots of conversations, it's not always dancing. And then a big block party to end the night. So it's going to be lots of fun, and we're going to be doing more promo next month, but this is happening in July.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick. I'm keen.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Yo.
It's going to be really cool.
So this party though, is it like...
It's alcohol free.
Oh, yeah. See. BYO. This question already got answered, so...
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, that's so hype. I'm actually hyped for that one. That's cool. We just got like 2 more questions left.
Cool.
And this one is a viewer question.
Yep.
In this segment, it is what it's called. So if you're out there, you have a question that you want to be heard or that you want answered, you can send it into the What's the Dillies podcast Instagram to our DMs, and we'll ask it anonymously.
Nice.
And that way you can just take what you want. Sweet. So if your question, dear What's the Dillies podcast, I am currently a dancer that has started to gain enough skills to perform and entertain at a high enough level to do proper gigs. Congrats.
Cool.
I used to perform for people I know / friends for free. and it was a good opportunity to grow. But now, how do I deal with saying no to people's requests for dancing for free without burning any bridges / offending anyone?
Oh.
Yeah. So this person used to dance for free, and
Yep.
I assume that they got like super good, or
Mm-hmm.
they're at least at a level where they think that they can put some
Yep.
more value onto their work. So, how do you think?
Oh, I think what this person should do is maybe join a what do you call those?
Company?
No, not a company. Oh my goodness, what are they called? I know, an agency.
Oh, okay.
Join an agency,
Yeah.
and they will look after all of that for you, and they could help set up. They could give you opportunities for performances. So I think I'm not part of an agency, but I think this is how it works. And I know a lot of dancers are under the agency called Human Agency.
Yeah.
And so you basically fill out a form. You have to pay. You write your skills down, what you can do, and then they can provide jobs for you so that you're not doing things for free. I mean, you could get paid that way, but I guess if people are trying to get you to pay for free, you could say to them, I'd love to perform for you, but I need to let my agency know.
Yeah.
And that kind of like puts you on that level of, I'm a professional now.
Oh,
I have someone that you kind of need to talk to before I perform, and with that you need to pay.
Yeah.
That's one option.
Dude, that's a really good option. Wow.
Yeah, and you're not really you kind of are, but somebody else is doing it for you, I guess. Yeah. And just be straight up, I guess. If it's somebody you just tell them in a nice way. Maybe write down what you want to say and then send it to somebody else and say, does this sound...
True.
And then,
peer review.
Yeah, peer review, edit it. What do you think?
So I think the biggest problem for this person is just people I know / friends, right? Because these people obviously feel close enough to you to ask these kind of favors.
Yep.
And that's really hard because that's mixing work with friendship. Right?
Mm.
So I think that's the kind of that's super hard to kind of, because you don't want to affect that friendship too much, but I think it is about just separating work to friend kind of aspect, where of course you guys are friends, but you've worked hard to get to where you are, and you've worked hard to get to like the level of performance and entertainment that you can bring. So just don't sell yourself short.
Yes.
And make sure you respect yourself enough to, and this isn't like, obviously you can perform for free, right? Like don't be that stingy dude that's like, oh, you know what, I'm only going to perform if I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
But it's just really not letting people take advantage of you.
Yeah. Know what your value is as well. Like if you have a price, give it to them.
Yeah. And if they're really your friends, tell people, I think they'll pay. Honestly,
pay up.
Yeah. If they're your friends, then they'll pay up. And if they're getting offended on you asking for money, it's kind of like, bro, like, why are you friends? Sweet.
Good question though.
Yeah, that was a toughie. Final question: what's one piece of advice you could give to yourself 5 years ago?
Oh.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you could give to yourself 5 years ago? Just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever comes your way, just go for it. Never. I was going to say never say no, but sometimes you do need to say no. But never not go. I mean, yeah. So if opportunities come towards you, you really want to do it, go for it. Yeah, do it, and do it wholeheartedly.
Sweet. Alright, and that concludes us for this episode.
Woohoo! Shot Andy!
Thank you, Mele, for coming on, and thank you for listening, everyone. If you have a question, send it into What's the Dillies podcast on Instagram. And to end us off, do you want to plug yourself, Mele? Any tags? Any?
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
You can follow me on what's my Instagram? Is my name Mele.Taeiloa. Oh, that's not my name. Taeiloa or Project Team with a K.
Yep.
Hashtag loyal to the log. Woohoo!
And
That was lame.
also, they have locking classes coming up as well. It's going to be held at Manuel High School every Tuesday
Yes.
of March, starting from next week. So if you want to put some funk into your lame ass freestyle,
Oh my gosh, he said that. Woohoo!